how do excellent students study? Well, first of all, am I even qualified to even say any of this stuff? I am. The short answer, I am. The long answer is I consistently do things that other students deem as crazy. Some professors are even shocked that I'm doing this stuff. And no, it's not like anything immoral. It's more so just shock of that I am able to do this academically. So during my first year for fall and winter semesters, I took 17 credits for both semesters. The maximum credits you can take without extra money for tuition is 18. And to be a full-time student, you need to take at least 12 credits. But it was mostly prereqs, the prerequisites for my major, prerequisites for my other classes, prerequisites I wanted to take for my future classes. And so they were mostly really easy because I pretty much learned them all in high school. So I just needed to get actual college credit. And so during fall, I took 7 classes total, and 4 out of 7 were STEM classes. And then for winter, I took only 5 classes, and 4 out of 5 were STEM classes. And then my first year summer in college, I took a total of 20 credits, total of 7 classes, and I think 4 out of 7 were STEM classes. And then last fall, just 2 or 3 weeks ago, I took 18 credits, the maximum amount of credits. I took 7 classes total, with 6 out of 7 being STEM classes. And, people told me that I was crazy taking 2 hard chemistry classes last semester, and that's what I did. And if you're pre-med, you know about physical chemistry and organic chemistry as being 2 of the hardest classes that you can take for being pre-med. And, I took them both at the same time. And I got A's in both. And so currently I have a 3.95 GPA. I have a total of 84 credits taken with technically 4 semesters, right? Fall, winter, summer, and then fall again. So I'm halfway into my second year, and I'm over halfway done with graduating, essentially. Because only 120 credits to graduate. But enough of me bragging. I just wanted to get some qualifications down so that you can trust me. And so the first that excellent students do is they study before lectures. And this one habit has kept me going, especially for last semester. If I didn't do this, I would not have done as well. There's no way I would have done this well. Because by staying ahead of the material, basically what you're doing is you're learning the material by yourself, and then you're going into lecture, and basically lectures review. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely detest lectures. I cannot learn anything in lectures. Lectures are a waste of time for me. For organic chemistry, I went to lectures, and I was like, this is such a waste of time. Why am I even here? Of course, that may also be because I learned the material beforehand, but there were so many times where I fell asleep in that class. So yeah, I detest lectures. And yet, I'm a good student. And the thing is with lectures, you rely on the professor. You rely on if the professor is good or not. If you get a good professor, your learning will be fantastic. If you get a bad professor, oh, that's going to be a tough class. And so if you learn the material first, you don't need to rely on any professor. Because it's all you. And even if you have a bad lecturer, it doesn't matter. Because you already learned the material. And you go to lecture for review. And surprisingly, I remember this one video from a pre-med student. Or not a pre-med student, from a med student. So someone in medical school. And one of his tips that he does is basically studying before lecture. Learning the material before lecture. I mean, if a medical student does this, and they are more successful than I am, then why shouldn't I do it, right? It's learn from the best. And the second is to schedule when you do homework, when you study, when you do whatever for your classes throughout the week. You schedule which day you will study for which class, which days you do the homework for which classes, which days you will prep for which classes. By prep, I mean learning the material before a lecture. And so for me, I would usually prep for a class 1 or 2 days before the actual lecture. Because if it's 3 days, then it's kind of far away, and I probably forgot the material. And so what would happen is, on each day, I would know what homework to do on each day. So I need to do homework for this class, I need to study for this class, I need to prep for this class on Monday, and on Tuesday I need to do for these classes, and then for Wednesday, and blah, 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 blah. I would schedule out everything. And so on each day, I knew exactly what I was going to do. Everything was planned out. There was nothing to forget, basically. And there's nothing to stress about. Because the thing is, if you have things on your mind, it's going to be a background stressor. That thing in the back of your mind is always going to provide anxiety. Because you're always going to think about, I still have that one assignment from that one class to do that I haven't done yet, and I should do it today. And then for big exams, I also scheduled how I studied. I usually schedule studying 2 weeks out, just every single day, doing what I can. And this will make me split up the studying so that I don't overwhelm myself by cramming everything. For all my chemistry exams, like this fall, the day before, I would either not study at all, or I would study for 30 minutes the day before, because I would be already done. I would usually be done early. And definitely on the day of the exam, I would not be studying. I would go into the room for the exam, take the exam, and be fine. Because I spread out the studying 2 weeks prior. I spread out everything. I knew exactly what I was going to do. And that led to no cramming, as I said. And cramming is not good. Cramming is not good for your health or for your academic ability. Because cramming is basically just throwing sheets of gum at a wall and hoping it sticks. You don't know what is going to stick, and you don't know what is not going to stick. Sometimes you may be really lucky with cramming. You may remember all the things that you needed to for the test. Other times you may cram and you may know nothing that you actually need to for the test. And it's a risk. It's basically all or nothing, but there are of course nuances. And I would say these two are the greatest habits that you could have as a student. And if I could list discipline as another habit, I would, because discipline is required for all of this. To follow your schedule, you need to be disciplined. To study before the class, you need to be disciplined. You need to be disciplined enough for an entire semester, or more. At least for a semester, and then you have a break, and then you do it for another semester, and then you have another break, and then you just repeat that. Discipline is the most important thing for all of this to work. If you have the discipline, if you can commit these into habits, you become an excellent student. You become a better student than all of your friends. You become the best student that you can be.